was like, oh, he's going deep. I almost said Mark Andrews must be somewhere down there.
Oh, we got some punches being thrown.
Can't go all out with my guy, okay? And
what'd you call it, brother-in-law?
It's brother-in-law. And then they get to the mindset where I can't go all out with my guy, okay?
What's good, Commanders fans? Just got back home from the Commanders versus Ravens joint practice. So, of course, there was a couple of skirmishes and a couple of punches thrown, which I said yesterday. I knew a lot of things would get heated, and tempers would certainly flare. And that always happens in joint practices. Sometimes you do like to see a little bit of aggression. You don't want to see too many fights, but you do like to see some competitiveness out there, and it certainly happened. I thought Tylan Wallace definitely started that fight with Emmanuel Forbes. Emmanuel Forbes was hitting the ball just a little bit, and then Tylan Wallace started throwing punches, and then Emmanuel Forbes defended himself, and then Devin Duvernay came out of nowhere and just threw Emmanuel Forbes to the ground. Mark Andrews threw Danny Johnson to the ground out of nowhere. So the Ravens players were definitely just doing stuff out of nowhere. Like their safety, Darius Washington, he pushed Cole Turner to the ground out of nowhere as well. Like Cole Turner dropped the ball, which was a bad play, and Darius Washington just shoves him to the ground. And of course, our guys come up and they defend him, and there's like a little skirmish. Nick Gates did get in the skirmish as well. He didn't throw a punch, but the other guy threw a punch at him. So I was sitting on the side where the offense was going up against the Ravens defense. The other side was the Ravens offense versus our defense. But they were pretty strict in their own phones. Like one lady was just walking back and forth every time somebody pulled out a phone. Even if they were texting, she told them to put the phone away. So they were very strict. They're not like the Commanders practice where they let you have phones and you can record. But it's a nice facility overall. Definitely enjoyed myself and had a good time. So we'll go over play-by-plays and I'll talk about what I saw. I thought Sam looked good. He wasn't really looking down the field. Like a lot of passes were short, intermediate passes, but our receivers definitely got the better of their corners. Like Terry was cooking Marlon Humphrey on every play, 1-on-1s, 11-on-11s. Terry got open to wherever he wanted. Wherever he wanted to go, he got there. And he got a good amount of separation as well. Like there's one play, I'll show the clip. Like I show the clip of Emmanuel Forbes and Tylan Wallace going back and forth. The Danny Johnson with Mark Andrews throwing him to the ground. Then Terry McLaurin cooks Marlon Humphrey on a 1-on-1. And I think another play is Antonio Gibson truck sticking somebody as well. Antonio Gibson had a couple good runs. B-Rob had a couple good runs. Jared Patterson had a really, really nice run up the middle as well. And I'll give Dax Milne some credit, man. Dax Milne was cooking on 1-on-1s. He had a nice double move as well. Dax Milne, I think he is going to make the roster. We'll see. Because Kazmir Allen, like, he hasn't got a lot of snaps in 11-on-11s he's really been with the third string team. He's really been with Jake Fromm a lot. He did not get a lot of targets today, so we'll see. Is he the better punt returner? Yes, he is. But at this point, I mean, Dax Milne's not a great receiver anyways, but, he gets open. In practice, he gets open. So I give Dax Milne credit for that. Mitchell Tinsley made a really nice grab on the sideline as well on 7-on-7s. And the offensive line, yes, the first play of 11-on-11s, like it was like the easiest sack I've ever seen in my life. Like they just ran after Sam Howell, immediately was a sack. They did have a false start as well. Wiley got beat by one of their defensive ends as well. But I thought Sam Howell was cool, calm in the pocket as well. Jacoby Brissett, he basically just took what the defense gave him. Both of them, they didn't really hit any deep shots on 11-on-11s really at all. A lot of the things, it was a lot of dinking and dunking and just really taking what the defense gives them. So they didn't force anything. Sam did almost throw an interception, but Kyle Hamilton, he missed the play, and I think Jahan got the catch, and that went for a first down. Made a nice pass to Terry McLaurin for a first down as well. Jahan Dotson was getting open as well. So the receivers are as good as I advertised. They really are. We have some really, really good wide receivers. Byron Pringle looked good today, too. Diami did have a drop over the middle. But I'm not too concerned about Diami. So those are the things that I observed and I saw personally. I didn't get to see the defense much because they were on the other side. But all the receivers, they definitely showed some flashes for sure today. All right, so I'll get to the play-by-play from some of the beat reporters because they were able to record and whatnot. So it was very unfortunate. They had a YouTube live stream. The Ravens were live streaming, and they don't let fans record. So you're going to live stream and show it to the public, but you're not going to let fans record or have their phones. It just didn't make a lot of sense to me at all. So we'll get to some of the injuries here. So for Darian Mathis in a boot. we'll see what happens with him. Logan Thomas, of course, he was not in pads. Chase Young did have some pads on, but I don't think he participated in the 11 on 11. Ben St. Juice, I think he had pads on, but he didn't really participate on the 11 on 11s as well. So those are the injury updates. Mark Andrews, he did have a good catch on Cam Curl, but Lamar had the ball for about like 5 or 6 or 7 seconds. Don't know if he would have been sacked there if it was a real game, but he is elusive in the pocket, of course. So that was a nice play by Lamar and Mark Andrews that I saw. Let's get to some of the play-on-play. So Jonas Schaefer, who's a Baltimore Ravens beat writer, he said Sam Howell was 12 for 15 and 11 on 11 work with most of his throws in the short to intermediate range. So it was a lot of dinking and dunking, which I'm fine with. I don't mind it, but he did move the chains a couple times. Cole Turner did have one nice catch, but he did have an easy drop. But he got popped anyway, so it was kind of like it was going to go for nowhere, to be honest. Antonio Gibson had a really nice run as well. Commander Logan Thomas also stretching on the side. I already talked about him being out. Zach Selby said a really nice play by Dejon Harris earlier. Met running back Owen Wright at the line of scrimmage for a tackle. Zach Selby says offensive line and D-line doing pass protection drills right now. Thought Chris Paul had a positive rep against Rayshad Nichols. Good feet, nice ability to mirror defender, and good hand placement. So Sadiq Charles did set up today. He did wear pads. He was practicing. He did participate in 11 on 11 drills. So we'll see. Oh, Curtis Samuel looked good today too. Like every time they had Kyle Hamilton matched up on him too. He was cooking Kyle Hamilton every time. Our receivers, they're just really good, man. Our receivers are really, really talented. They just really are. Zach Selby says Jahan Dotson makes a grab that was almost picked by Marlon Humphrey. Also, Howell looking sharp with only one incompletion so far. So that was the play I was talking about where he was really close. Kyle Hamilton just dove out, and Sam Howell just got in that window right to Jahan Dotson. Matt Parris says Ravens brought a ton of pressure on third down, and Sam Howell did a great job getting the ball out fast to hit Terry McLaurin on a first down. That connection is on one today. Yes, Terry McLaurin definitely had a great day today. All smiles, and Terry was talking a lot of trash out there as well today too. JP Finlay says with Chase Young not taking team snaps, Efe Obado is getting the first team work opposite Montez Sweat on the edge. I did see the Emmanuel Forbes pass breakup on Odell. That was a good play. So Emmanuel Forbes and Odell, they definitely had some good competitive reps there for sure. He did get beat by Zay Flowers, and Lamar overthrew him. Lamar did overthrow a couple passes that I saw. Overthrew a pass to Zay Flowers, and he overthrew a pass to, I want to say Mark Andrews, or was it Justice Hill, one of those guys. Now, Kendall Fuller, he struggled a little bit today. Odell Beckham got him one time for probably like a 25, 30-yard catch. And then Nelson Aguilar got Kendall Fuller as well for about a 15 to 20-yard catch. Both of those would have been first down and more type catches. So Kendall Fuller definitely had to struggle. And we know how bad Kendall Fuller can be in the first half, but Kendall Fuller certainly is a lot better in the second half. So if Kendall Fuller gets off to a slow start, at least we have Emmanuel Forbes, and if Ben St. Juice is healthy, we can just put those two guys out there. And if Kendall Fuller is struggling to start off, but I think Kendall Fuller would be fine to start off, as I hope. Terry McLaurin getting fired up during team drills, had another completion from Howell and yelled F no. Howell ends the series with a completed pass to Jahan Dotson, got some love on the sideline from McLaurin, and he said that's all day. So JP Finley talks about some of the skirmishes. The coaches, they did get the team to huddle up after that first skirmish. They probably told the guys to settle down and relax, because I've seen that they have stop practices when it just gets a little out of hand. So Danny Johnson, Mark Andrews, already talked about that. Zach Selby talks about the hard physical run open second series starting offense with Antonio Gibson. I already talked about the Nelson Aguilar catch over Kendall Fuller. And Matt Parris says the offense looked smooth, but one lingering issue is penalties. I did talk about some of the false starts that they had. A lot of false starts and a holding call as well. Second O-line. O-line looks a bit different. Ricky Stromberg continues to work at right guard. Chris Paul back at left guard with Sadiq Charles back working with the one. So Sadiq Charles was with the starters today. And Quadri Ishmael, who is a former Ravens receiver and a Ravens, I want to say he's a beat reporter or a news reporter with the Ravens. He said Terry McLaurin is that dude. He runs hard, and his enthusiasm runs through the team. You can see Terry is certainly a leader on the sideline. I saw him talking to Casimir Allen, pumping him up as well, because Casimir Allen just didn't get a lot of reps today, from what I saw. Rivera and Howell thought he did some good things. We'd like to see him get the ball out quicker at times, but overall solid day. He did hold on to the ball a little too long on 7-on-7s, but it's 7-on-7s. There was one time where he just held on to the ball for literally 10 seconds and didn't get the ball out at all. Marlon Humphrey on Sam Howell says he looked really comfortable out there today. So that's some praise from Marlon Humphrey, the Ravens cornerback as well. Jamin Davis did pop Mark Andrews on a play as well. So that was definitely retaliation from Marvin Andrews, probably throwing Danny Johnson to the ground, and just that chippiness out there as well. And then Brian Mitchell and London Fletcher, they agree that Sadiq Charles had an impressive session today. Makes it easier to understand why coaching staff is so willing to wait for him to get healthy. That's from JP Finley. So we'll see if Sadiq can stay healthy. I think he can be a productive left guard, but he just has not been able to stay healthy at all. All right, so that's about it. We'll look at some of the other notes I got. Jahan made a couple of nice plays. Talked about that. Lamar missed the throw to Mark Andrews. Odell beat Kenneth. Oh, Joey Sly missed the kick really bad. It was a bad snap, and Tressway kind of bobbled it. But Joey Sly missed the kick. Like, the field goal's right here on the camera, and the ball goes literally out of the camera shot. So that was the kicker battle right there, if anybody cares, which it is important. And they were kicking from about the 45-yard line, maybe the 50-yard line or something like that. No, I'm sorry, not the 50. They were probably kicking from like the 43. And Badgley made all his kicks, but Sly missed one. And the one miss from Sly was pretty darn bad. But overall, I had a good time. Definitely heckled some Ravens fans and the mascot as well. So I had a good time out there. I had a good experience. The only thing is that they didn't let me record, but it is what it is on that. So, but I certainly had a good time. All right, you guys let me know what you guys think. They will be doing a practice tomorrow, another joint practice, so it probably will be chippy again. And Forbes is battling, man. He's a tough guy. I like it. He doesn't take any stuff. He's got that dog in him. Somebody punches him in his face, and he punches them right back. I like that a lot. I like that about Forbes, man. So, Hell's Commanders, peace.